Original Crockpet Diet Roundup, Q&A Roundup. My name is Michael Daly. I am a certified holistic pet health coach through Dr. Roberts, a certified canine massage therapist, a certified equine shiatsu massage practitioner, and a vet tech for a long time, and a pet owner for a long time, actually, as well. So, anyway, all right. I hope everyone had a good week. Let me get to the questions. All right. Share my screen. You're gonna share my life. All right. Let's see. Try to get all the questions in here. Okay. All right. Ari, I'm so sorry. I'm still working on that copper question for you. God, Robert has been busy, so and thank you for letting me know how many calories your pet eats a day. But I have not forgotten about you, and I will get that answer to you. I promise. All right. Dana had a question about leftovers. I love these questions. I'm always like, so yes, yeah. So I think it's fine. I mean, you can do, as long as, and everyone pretty much answered it as well. So as long as your pet doesn't have any allergies to any sort of protein, you can totally mix up some proteins together in a batch. I actually haven't thought about doing that for some reason, but yeah, I mean, totally makes sense. Yeah, just be careful, like with the the other stuff. Like I wouldn't put dressing in there, which I think you know. And then like just be careful of all that kind of extra stuff, like the dressing and things like that, and spicy seasonings. You may encounter some diarrhea if it doesn't react well with the pet. And mixing in proteins, and the chicken gizzards, that's fine. You can actually, if you haven't ground the chicken gizzards, you can actually freeze them and give them as like something to chew on, because actually the frozen gizzards help break up the tartar in the teeth. So if you want to do that with the gizzards, if you haven't ground them already. Oh, but I think it looks like you did. So yeah, as long as your pet isn't allergic to anything, that should be good. Yeah, just be careful. Yeah, just with. I see you have like extra dressing. I just probably wouldn't do the dressing. So yeah, that should be fine. Just keep an eye on it. You don't want to throw a bunch of fat at them and have them, get inflammation and diarrhea. So yeah, yeah. And Jamie often mixes proteins. I don't know why I have never thought of that. I'm just a stickler for one protein at a time. But yeah, if your pet doesn't really have that many allergies, it should be good to go. Sorry, I like this. Look in the comments. Organs high in cholesterol persist with the recipe. That's just me. Yeah, and yeah, absolutely, Lolly. Yeah. So organ meats you just want to give, very rarely. So that's So it's fine to do every now and then, because of like feed likes sort of stuff. Oh, good. I'm glad that's going back to normal there, Lolly, for you. All right. Next question. Jennifer. So yeah, Jennifer, it just varies. It varies. And you're doing great. 8 hours, it's just will be fully cooked, so and again, everybody really answered this question for me perfectly. I mean, because it's, as you can see, everyone just kind of does it differently. do the 8 hours. I don't worry about it. And it's being slow cooked. So that's the whole thing with the Crockpet diet is that's being slow cooked. And so with the slow cooking, the nutrients stay in there. So I wouldn't worry about overcooking it for 8 hours. And plus, like you said, in the answers in the comments here, the holistic total body support will cover the nutrients. I want to read everybody's comments because everyone had, yeah. And everyone has their just different ways of doing it. Yeah, Rena, you were really helpful with this. I mean, great answer. Yeah, and Sherilyn makes her in the oven. Um, yeah, it's 68 hours. You know, it's pretty much you're doing pretty good. And some people cook things differently. Deborah grates it up in a food processor. Yeah, everyone kind of figures out their own little way of doing it. I've seen so many different methods, and I mean, I've been seeing people cook the Crockpet diet since 2011, and I have seen so many different people do it so many different ways. So you're doing great. I mean, it sounds like from what because you're kind of talking about Jennifer as you're going along, you're figuring it out. But yeah, and I'm sorry, I think some people just like it needs to be exactly this. It's just that's the thing with the Crockpet. It's just not. So I'm sorry that it's not like exactly like this, and this. So you just kind of have to. You're doing great. You're doing great. Can you tell them I don't cook much? I know that's the thing. Like, if you don't cook much, you're like, oh my god, I need to know exactly what it is. But you're doing good. Now you're learning how to be a cook, right? Yeah, you're doing good. um, yeah, everyone's answers are so great. Linda, yes. So I was gonna wait. I was waiting for the live to answer this. So I think you're so I don't know if you I mean, hopefully you have a recipe. So with a puppy, with no matter what animal, so the Crockpet diet is good for all life stages. But no matter what the life stage is, the holistic total body support has to be added to the diet. It has to be added to the diet because when it's added to the diet, it balances out the nutrition to AFCO standards. So the whole body support has to be added. Um, and I think it was just a kind of a misunderstanding because I went over the YouTube video that you watched. I think there was just a misunderstanding with what she was saying and what you were hearing. But believe me that it has to be added per serving to the diet. And then for your 2 pound puppy, I had, let me see, I did some math here for you. So it the pet diet is that it kind of varies. So depending on the pet's activity, how fast they're going. So um, you're looking at about a quarter to half a cup 3 times a day. So with a growing puppy, I would do 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and night. Um, for the Crockpet diet. Now, depending on if you're adding rice, you may need to cut it back if you feel like you're feeding too much, or if you need to add rice to it to make it feel like you're giving more. And that's just, we talked about that in the video. So you can add rice, or you can add fats or oils to help increase the calorie intake there too. So, but I was looking it up and it's about 194 calories a day for a 2 pound um, puppy under 4 months. And then over 4 months at 2 pounds. I think she said you had a, I can't remember, 2 pound dog, you had a, so for a 2 pound dog over 4 months, it should be about 123 calories. So as they get to more adulthood, you have to pull back the calories. So it just varies. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Shoot. Gwen. Oh, also, I did want to, so just so you see in the recipe as well, Linda. Yeah, you have a Yorkie. So as the weight goes on, you're gonna have to increase the calories. But at 2 pounds, it's under 4 months, it's 194. Over 4 months, it's about 123. And then in the diet, so yeah, so just here is the recipe template. And so just so you see it, um, the holistic total body support is required with this diet. So it's absolutely required. So I just don't want you to skip it. Okay. Welcome. I'm going to butcher this name and I'm so sorry. Jempong, Linda, Jack, Tori, and Tracy to the Crockpet community. Gwen was asking a question about fiber, and yeah, again, great answers from everybody. RX Clay is awesome. Yep, absolutely, Dana. Brown rice is good. You can switch back to white, Kathy, if you want to. Sometimes a white rice, especially white rice really with diarrhea kind of absorbs it better. So you can switch back to white if you want to. And then, sorry, I'm reading the comments here. And then the one that I actually like is psyllium husk is one that Dr. Roberts used to recommend for fiber. Psyllium husk, and which is, where did I pull that up? So yeah. So it's supposed to help dogs' intestinal function, and it works as a laxative. And it's just more of a natural way of doing it. And then also, I like, one of my clients introduced me to, where is it? Dr. Harvey stuff. So runs be gone. I actually keep baggies of this for clients in case of emergencies because it really helps with diarrhea. And so, but also it's a great source of fiber. So it's got the pumpkin, it's got bentonite clay in it, which helps really absorb any toxins. Slippery elm, pectin as a great source of fiber, plantain is a great source of fiber. Yeah, and I actually really like this product as a source of fiber and to help with diarrhea. But psyllium husk is also another one. So hopefully that is helpful to you, Gwen. All right. Let me refresh this. Make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. I'll put a link to the Dr. Harvey's stuff for you in the chat, Gwen. Let's see. There you go. And all right, looks like no questions in the chat. So yeah, y'all are doing great. I mean, I come on here and I'm just sort of reading everybody's comments for the answers. So y'all are doing really good. I'm just throwing out stuff that I can think of. But Jennifer, you're doing great with the Crockpet. Just keep it up. It's you'll find your way. And yeah, and go and look up the Slim Husk and the Dr. Harvey's. Yeah, all right. So I will see y'all next week. And that's it. Have a great week.